All right, now let's talk about upscaling entrepreneurial skills, not just in the creative and tourism area, but, well, entrepreneurs generally. And we have right here in the studio to talk about that Professor Olusegun Sogbesan is the founder and chairman, governing council, and director general of Onitsha Business School. Prof, good afternoon and welcome to the program.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure having me.
Good to have you. So I think the first thing would be, I mean, when somebody hears Onitsha Business School, and then they hear Professor Olusegun Sogbesan, and they're like, oh, I thought it would be an Igbo man since he's Onitsha in Anambra State. And you're the founder of the school.
By his grace.
So how come? What took you across the river?
It's a long story, and credit should be given to NYSC, because it's the program of NYSC that took me to Anambra State. And after my interaction with the environment, I have a need to also contribute to socio-economic development of the state, of the region, of Nigeria and Africa.
So you've been there since after NYSC?
Yes, 34 years ago.
Wow. That's wonderful. I mean, that's the kind of Nigeria we do dream of. So tell us about, when we're talking about entrepreneurial skills, we know that for the Eastern brothers and sisters of Nigeria, they have a certain approach to it, which may not really be, they're trying to formalize it now. At least we've seen a movie that tried to do that. I mean, the service style of getting someone, workman, and all of that. Is that what you do at Onitsha Business School?
Not really, but it's just part of what we do. Entrepreneurship is, the concept of entrepreneurship is quite different from business skill and trading skills. But even though the trading skills and business skill is a component of entrepreneurial activities. But what you have just asked now is what we have done in recent times. We've been able to work very hard on the Indigenous Entrepreneurship Scheme, which is generally referred to as Igba. Many people have talked about it, but we are not just talking. We have started walking the talk at Onitsha Business School.
So how do you work it? Do you work with universities or secondary schools, or how does it work?
Exactly. We've developed curriculum in that direction. We have trained over 650 students in that area, and supported and in collaboration with International Bureaus, PLC. We have extended our good hands to so many universities: Nnamdi Azikiwe University, University of Nigeria, Enugu State University of Technology, St. Paul University, Oka, and so many of them have already applied to collaborate with us in that direction.
So is it after the students have graduated, or is it during, when they're still in school?
While they are still with their masters, the penultimate year, we engage with them, and we try to give them a body of knowledge that will help them to scale up their businesses. Not just in the trading aspect of it, but taking it up to a business level and also to entrepreneurial level.
Yeah, because I wanted to ask, I mean, the system we know with our Eastern brothers and sisters is mostly about trade, but in Nigeria now, what we really need is to add value, not just trade, import, and, you know.
That's part of the curriculum. We do the customer relationship management, export business management, international trade, and we also help them with the business model generation. We help them with business of growth strategy in business, and every other one. And of course, it's already been formalized with so many universities right now as I'm talking to you, and we want to engage every other university in Nigeria too, because this indigenous entrepreneurship is a contemporary need that we need in Africa to redefine African economy. If we don't do that, we continue to copy what is not applicable in our own environment. And that is what we are doing at Onitsha Business School.
So when you say you're working with schools and all that, so people come to Onitsha Business School and then you connect them to universities, or is it the other way? People who come from the universities, you connect them to Onitsha Business School?
Not really. What we do is that after the development and the design of the curriculum, the development design of the curriculum, we had a conference of that design with so many professors from different universities at ASCON by that grade. And then from there, we started presenting it to universities, and they embraced it because that is only good program that most universities can engage in to bring the gown to the town. Bringing the gown to the town, we need to apply indigenous entrepreneurship concept. And what we did the first time is to test run it after our research report, and we trained over 300 participants from Onitsha, Owerri, Enugu, Aba, even in Lagos here. So 50 participants in each city, and the result indicated that we can do better. And the second time I said, no, we can't do it alone. Can we try to formalize it? And we step into that, and thank God university embraced it. Not only to formalize it, to institutionalize it. We want to institutionalize Igba Boy, and which we call Indigenous Entrepreneurship Scheme. And of course, it's not only on padding. We have skill, acquisitor, the carpentry walls, and every other one. Of course, it's not peculiar to Igbo. We still have all the places. In the north, we have apprenticeship. In the west, we have apprenticeship. These are what we call indigenous entrepreneurship skill. And once you engage in it, it's easy to transfer. It's easy to relate with. And of course, it has to do with some of the knowledge, the traditional knowledge we've acquired. And of course, if something is like a culture or tradition, the assimilation of such skills is easier.
Yeah, but are we feeling it in the economy? Because I think that what we're trying to do now in Nigeria, what we ought to be doing is to work on the issue of unemployment. So people do not just go through school and start looking for jobs. People should actually be able to create jobs. You know, people want to build houses in Nigeria. They look around Cotonou and all of that for tilers and all of that. Do we have a system that can fill in this gap, deal with unemployment, and provide the skills that are needed?
Oh, thank you very much. I think you are just to talk about what Onitsha Business School is doing. We have a center in Onitsha Business School. It's called Industrial Skill Acquisition and Application Center. Our first target is the university graduates and polytechnic graduates. Our intention is to bring out the strategic intent, anyway, of that program is to bring out the entrepreneurial components of every course of study in university. And this we have done with 2 streams, and it's been a great success.
So where are your graduates? Where are they now?
Most of them are already on the private sector doing great things. Of course, we have about 5 of them that already have taken over some countries in West African region. And they're doing well in Nigeria. Of course, one of our students are the first to export sesame seed from Southeast. And they are only the only fighters. I have another one that is have the certification of China government to export this seed from Cashier Street, and in large quantity. And these are the things that we expose them to. We build the knowledge and capacity in that direction, that we can have the youth. We call them emerging entrepreneurs. And they are between 40, 45 downward. Because those old ones have fixed mind. And the energy, they don't have the energy and the time to do some of the things that these younger people will do. And therefore, we've been able to do. Of course, recently we've just signed an MOU with one of our students. our old student, who is doing very well in Nigeria, and he wants to grow the farmers' income. About 60,000 farmers are involved in that project, 70,000 employees, and then the return back to the country in form of FX is about $2.4 billion. It's huge, and it's knowledge-driven. So entrepreneurship is knowledge-driven, and because we lack that knowledge, it's difficult for our graduates, our young ones, to engage with it. What we have the government do is skill acquisition. And of course, so many people have skills, and they've already acquired skills, and they find it difficult to apply it.
Some people have capital issues.
It's not capital issue. We better talk about funding. I think there's
funding.
Funding is not even the problem. The funding is not the problem. It's the knowledge of the business you want to do that is the problem.
Is that a bigger problem than issue of funding in
Yes,
Nigeria?
yes, that's a very big problem, because if you don't have good knowledge of business you want to do, you don't know the product you want to produce, the services you want to render, who are the customers, where are they, you don't understand, you don't have the strategic partnership, the key activities that are involved, and perhaps the expected streams of income. This you will not be able to. Of course, you should be able to do the valuation of that business. If you don't know who are your customers, how do you now produce, engage in services and expect somebody from nowhere to come? You should know their behavior, and that is what we do at Onitsha Business School. We help you to shape your focus on that business. Business from Onitsha Business School is making a case for an identified need. First, you must identify the need. The second thing is to make a case for it. And that making a case for it, that was making a businessman in that direction. And an entrepreneur is the one that aggregates all the resources, both human, the capital part of it, both the materials come to it. We call it 3M's in academic work: the money, materials, and men, the 3M. And when you get this one together, you need to develop them before you deploy it.
Do we see this in the nearest future reducing our import appetite? Because, I mean, that's also sucking on the value of Naira.
One of the things we do, especially with our export business management, is we teach our students and we train them to have the ability to have export substitution, because there's a huge gap there. What are the things that have been exported into this or to Africa? You identify them. Is it possible for you to produce them in Nigeria or to render services in Nigeria? If the answer is yes, then that's the beginning. Who are the partners? What is the trade volume globally? If you have, like, let's say maize, you have a trade volume going to about $2.something billion every year, or $500 billion every year. What part is Nigeria taking in it, or what portion? What shares are we taking? So those are the things that we stimulate their interest. So this is huge. We can play in it. So if you are looking at only Nigeria alone, it seems you have constraints and you have the fear of moving. Do your comfort zone. Let me just stay here. But when the knowledge breaks that fear wall, you will be able to go more to learn and then to implement. So.
Well, we look forward to when, we will see, feel the big impact of all of this, and perhaps reduce our imports, and all of that, and reduce unemployment figures, because we see more Nigerians, young Nigerians especially, getting empowered and actually, involved in domestic production. I think that's actually what we really.
Of course, I think it's better that someone somewhere will come and conduct a due diligence of what we do at the business school. It's not an ordinary business school. It's not a business school to promote master's degree, MBA and DBA. No. As we are working on entrepreneurial, creating and culturing and training them, we are also working on who we work with there. If you are an entrepreneur, you need a workforce that has the capacity and capability to work with you in your vision. And that is why we engage more in professional studies We are producing more chartered accountants into the society. We are producing chartered bankers. We are producing procurement experts. And these are also in affiliation with notable institutions in Nigeria and all over the world. And of course, for capacity building, we are in partnership with European Global School University Paris. And I have to tell you that Onitsha Business School is the first academic partner with ISACA. And ISACA is the body that certifies CISA and other things. So we are working to make sure that not only that we reduce unemployment, but we produce great entrepreneurs that will lead Africa after Dangote.
I didn't see that coming. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's very soon.
All right, Professor Olusegun Osogbeson, founder of Onitsha Business School, Director General. Also, thank you so much, and we do look forward to having more entrepreneurs in the Nigerian economy.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
All right.